Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into the Amazon tool deals and checking out some of the ones that I've found for this week. These are either going to be tools that are on sale, tools that even at their full price or list price I believe to be good deals, or tools I find interesting and would like your guys' input on if you guys have used them or purchased them. So first up, we were looking at the OEM Tools two-piece clamp stopper set. This is used for brake lines, quick disconnect tool for steel automotive power steering, transmission brake lines, all of that. So I have done my rear end and brakes and fuel tank multiple times in just the last year. And each time I go to remove my rear end, I have to worry about the brake lines and all of that, the fuel lines, disconnecting all of that. And the brake lines, I keep a bunch of plugs, but I'm sitting there trying to figure out as it's leaking which one fits best, because sometimes I only have it disconnected for a short period of time. Sometimes it's a couple days depending on what I'm doing. So this I found right after that and figured this would be a good thing to purchase. And I figured even if you're a DIYer or a professional, this is something that could be very handy. I mean, they're not very expensive. They're $20 down from $25. It has 4.3 stars at 5 ratings, so rated pretty decently. Not a whole lot, though. And there may be other designs, but this is the first one I came across that I thought was pretty interesting. So this fits 3/8 inch, ½ inch, 5/16, and banjo lines. Prevents leaks and contamination. Seals steel lines found on fuel and brake, AC, power steering, trans, and banjo lines. Heavy duty construction for strength and durability. There you can see. And I feel like this is just something that would be this could have really came in handy for my situation. So I figured I'd throw it in here, get your guys' thoughts on it if you guys have used it. Is this something that you could use for a few days if you had something torn apart, or if it's better to go with something else? Is this more of something that you would just use for a quick change? But either way, I found it interesting. It looks to be a spring-loaded design where one end you can kind of clamp off a hose, the other end kind of plugs it. So kind of a multi-use little tool for preventing leaks while you're working on vehicles. And I think for $20, that's a pretty good little deal, especially since you get two, because most of the time you're dealing with more than one line. And from OEM Tools, I've had pretty decent experiences with OEM Tools. They do make some cheaper stuff, but they make some good quality stuff as well. And I wouldn't be afraid to purchase it, especially if you deal with things like that. So not a whole lot as far as information. Here's about the gist of it. So once again, these items will be linked down in the description for you guys. They'll have their own dedicated link, so you guys can easily find each one of these products. And then I'll have two other links, the Tools and Tools Continued link, if you guys are interested in viewing a long list of other tools that I suggest. Next up is a tool that I've mentioned a couple times. This is the Knipex Tools 8202200. This is their twin grip slip joint pliers. This is the 8-inch set. I want to say these have been out a little over a year now, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure. It is one of Knipex's newer items, and I want to say I've seen them as high as 42. They average around 34 to 36. I think I picked mine up at 36. Right now it's lowest price in 30 days, I believe, and it is at $31.50. So not a huge savings, but I mean, these are a fantastic set of pliers, a great brand, great quality, and at $31.50, I think that's fantastic. It's got 4.9 stars at 662 ratings. This is the comfort grip version. They do have a non-comfort grip version with their standard grit style red handles available at the same price as well. And I kind of like these because it has a locking position, 5 different locking positions. So a little bit more versatile than your standard slip joint pliers. And then it has screw extraction in the teeth. So very handy for rounded off fasteners, screws, things like that. And I just really like that they actually lock in place. It kind of has that Cobra style locking mechanism built into it. So Knipex always makes a fantastic product, great design and engineering behind all of it. And definitely one that I suggest. I've had mine for, 6 months now, and I absolutely love them. Next up is the Astro Tools 78310. This is the 10-piece 3/8 drive low-profile nano impact sockets. There are a few different brands that make similar sockets. I have the Capri stubby sockets, but these do include some features that the Capri doesn't, and each brand varies a little bit. So there are some different options out there, but this one I just wanted to show to you. It's at $28.13, down from the typical price of $31.05. It has 4.8 stars at 424 ratings. This is the SAE set. As you can see here, it ranges from 1/4 inch to 3/4. Unlike the preset, this one includes a hex base. So these are impact rated, so you can toss them in impact or a ratchet, whatever you want, or you can throw a wrench on here if you're in extremely tight spaces, or you could even put your ratcheting wrench on there if you had the space to be able to get that ratcheting wrench off. But it is a nice feature to have at the base of stubby socket like this, because you're able to get into a lot tighter spaces than just your standard shallow socket. Plus, now if you are working in a tight area and you can't get a ratchet or anything on the backside for the drive, you can use a wrench at minimum to get into those tight locations. So pretty interesting little design, can definitely be handy if you work in a lot of tight situations. And at $28, I think that's a great price for this set. They do have the metric set available and larger sets available, but they are on sale as well, as you can see here, but not quite as good of a price. This is a little bit bigger size set. This is 4 pieces more, and it's metric, so it's going to be a little bit more. This goes from 6mm up to 19mm and is at $42.57, down from $45.20, so a little bit of savings there. 4.9 stars at 2,231 ratings. Both of these are 3/8 drive sockets, both 1/2 inch sockets, and you can see just how much smaller that nano socket is from Astro Tools. So very tight situations can be very helpful. There you can see some of the information if you guys would like to pause and take a look at that. Here are some of the other sets available. Prices vary depending on size of set and whether it be metric or SAE. And last up for this week's video is Williams 1/4 inch drive flex head ratchet. So this is the high polished chrome. This is at $30.09, down from a typical price of $45.25. It has 4.7 stars at 307 ratings. And while there's not a whole lot of Williams stuff available on here, and sometimes they're not necessarily the best price to purchase it on Amazon, you can usually find them a better price other places. But this is a pretty good deal. There are other ratchets very similar to this that you can get around the same price range. But if you're somebody that really enjoys Williams, this could be a good deal for you. Or if you're one that kind of wants to try out Williams to see how they are, this is a good way to go. It's a pretty good deal. So here's just a little bit of information. I'll let you guys look through this information real quick. So it's a 36 tooth gear, 10-degree arc swing. Just so you guys are aware, it's not a 72 tooth or a 90 tooth or anything like that. Forged 1-piece ratchet, enclosed head, nickel plated. Some of the other ones available. Single pawl ratchet design. And there's some of the other ones that are available. I figured the 1/4 inch flex head is probably the most desirable one out of them, but they do have the standard one at $25 as the non-flex head, and the flex head seems to have a little bit more length on it as well. So while not the most sold item on, or not the most sought after brand when going to Amazon, you can still find some decent deals on them here. I know this one's very popular. This is the Capri Flex Head ratchet. This is their older design, the 72 tooth. They do have a new design now, but I know this one is very sought after. I know a lot of people that really enjoy this ratchet. This is the 72 tooth ratchet at $29. It says its typical price is $35. It's constantly on sale on Amazon for $29. So both are good options if you're looking for a good quality ratchet for a pretty decent price. So that is it as far as this week's Amazon tool deals. Once again, all of these products will be linked down in the description with their own dedicated link, so you can easily find them, as well as those other 2 links with a large list of tools that I suggest. But if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.